Okay, please proceed on.
Okay.
Divya, Vintunnava?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Amma. Right. Very good.
Okay. Here we are in what is the combining feature of the algae and fungi? These two are thallophytes. These two having the thallus-like fruiting body. Okay. These two having the thallus-like fruiting body. That is the main combining feature. And but in the algae, the chlorophyll is present. And whereas in the fungi, are you there? Where the screen? But in the fungi, what it is? In the fungi, the chlorophyll is absent. In the fungi, chlorophyll is absent. But whereas in the algae, chlorophyll is present. Okay. You know the algae are autotrophic. That means they can produce their own food material. They having the chlorophyll, that's fine. But whereas in the fungi are heterotrophic. They totally depend on others. Okay. Okay. And then what are the main difference? Here the algal cell wall is made up with cellulose. Not only algae, the remaining all the plant cell wall is made up with cellulose. But here the fungal cell wall is made up with
Chitin.
chitin. You know the insects, that cell wall also is made up with chitin. Insects, the first largest living biota.
Yes.
Arthropods. Okay. Whereas in the reserve food material, the algae, not only the algae, majority of the plants, reserve food material is starch. Reserve food material is starch, carbohydrates. The carbohydrates that will be changed and modified into proteins, lipids, whatever it is. But whereas in the fungi, the reserve food material
Glycogen.
is glycogen, oil plants, oil plants, glycogen. Okay. And then you know the usually all the algae are autotroph, that means they can produce their own food materials. But whereas in the fungi, some of the parasites also is there. Parasitic members are very common in the fungi. You know the nutrition of the fungi, there is saprophytes, parasites, and symbionts. Three types are there. Saprophytes, parasites, symbionts. Okay. Could you able to see this screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these are very important. I know there is a differences between a myxomyces and true fungi that also may raise questions. Okay. You see the some of the hyphal modification. You see usually the fungi hyphae is interconnected. The interconnecting hyphae is calling as the mycelium. You know the mycelium. That mycelium arrangement is has various types. You see the progenchyma, if it is loosely packed, it is loosely packed, hyphae are loosely packed. If hyphae is loosely packed, annotation is not there. If hyphae is loosely packed, okay, now it is. If a hyphae is loosely packed, that means having the spaces, empty spaces with the plenty of the spaces, that is progenchyma. Okay. Otherwise, if the hyphae is tightly packed, the plenty of the hyphae which all are mixed and tightly coiled, the hyphae is very conjoined and congested and jointed without the spaces one upon another. That is the, what we call it as plectenchyma, are also called as pseudoparenchyma. These are the basic types. Usually, most of the mycelium hyphae is loosely coiled, but only in the rare, especially in the parasitic, it is very tightly coiled. And another types of the hyphae, the myceliums also is there, that is rhizomorph. Rhizomorphs are presenting, or otherwise rhizomorph is the protein body of dash, algae, fungi, bryozoa, pteropods.
Fungi.
Fungi. Here you can say, but in general, you may not. Why? Here, the protein body of the mycelium or the thallus is like a root. How it is? It's like a root. That's why we're calling it as rhizomorph. Root means
Rhizomorph.
rhizome means root. Okay.
Yes.
Especially the armillaria. Armillaria media, so many pictures you might have seen. At the night, heroine, they are going in the forest, very deep forest in the night, dark night. They are astonished by seeing the fungi. Right? It's eliminating the lights. That is, light eliminating fungi is armillaria that project the lights. That is the reason they are astonished. They see the light even in the dark night in the dense forest. That armillaria milia, the story is there. That is not in our topic now. Okay, that armillaria having the rhizoma, that means root as like a plant root like structure. Hyphae is there. And the other one is the sclerosium. That means hard coated body. Sclerosium. Sclero means hard. Scleros. Hard globose fruiting body. If the hard globose fruiting body is there, that is sclerosium. The sclerosiums are there. And the most of the parasitic fungi, one important thing that to absorb the nutrients from the host. What it is? You have any idea? What is the specific organ that used by the fungi to absorb the nutrients? What it is? You have any idea? That is called Hastoria. Hastoria. The Hastorias are very, very important, especially these are there in the parasitic fungi. These are there in the parasitic fungi. Hastorias are presenting. The very important question. Hastoria. Hastoria means Hastoria means it's like a hot finger. That means hand or nose or hand like finger like. Special elongated body, branched. Branch or under the finger like projections that penetrate into the host to absorb the nutrients. That special body is there only in the fungi to absorb the nutrients from the host. That is what it is. Divya, Haripriya.
Sir.
Astorium. Okay. Astorium is Astoria. It might be like this.
So please once can you explain again, sir?
Okay. Yeah, Astorium. Astorium is a special like thallus structure. It will be useful to absorb the nutrients from the host. The Astorias are there only in the parasitic fungi, not in the saprophyte, not in the symbionts. The parasitic fungi to absorb the nutrients from the host, the special type structures to absorb the nutrients and to penetrate into the host. If suppose it is a host, suppose it is a fruit or decomposed fruit or any bread, if it is any bread, wet bread is there. What is the bread mold? Bread mold is, the bread mold, black mold, thin mold, bread mold. The exam will also come, bread mold. Rhizopus. These are rhizopus are the bread molds, which usually grown on bread mold. Okay. The special type of the structure which are useful to penetrate into the host and to absorb the nutrients from the host. If it is a host, These are the Astoria of the fungus root ball. Suppose the outer section of the fungus. These are the Astoria. This will be useful to observe the nutrient. That special structure is Astorium. This is very important. Astorias are presenting. Astorias are presenting. Which one?
Fungi.
The parasite, especially in the parasitic fungi, not in saprophytic, not in. Okay.
Okay.
And also stromas. Stromas also present in the fungi pallus. The stroma means mattress, cushion, the cushion-like structures. And hypertrophs. Hypertrophs also present. You see here, all the structures are there. You see here. But you see, what are those? And then the most important other one is the rhizoids. Rhizoids are present only in the Zygomycotina, Rhizopus, Mucor, the rhizoids. You see the rhizoids here? The rhizoids. You know the stolon, sporangiosperm, the rhizoids. The rhizoids are like a root. It can anchor the host and it also absorbs the nutrient from the host. It anchors, it catches the host, anchor the host, and to absorb the nutrients from the host. That are rhizoids, the root-like filaments, outgrowths. It absorbs the nutrients and it anchors the host. That are rhizoids. That are called as rhizoids. Okay, the rhizoids. Rhizoids, Astoria is very important. The question compulsory may rise. Astorias are presenting. Rhizoids are presenting. Like that, the question raised. They're very important. Okay. And here you can see the one of those rhizoma. Already told you the root-like structure. Rhizoma. It's like a root. Like a root. That's why you call it as rhizoma. And sclerosum, hard fruiting bodies. The sclerosium. Especially in the clavices purpurea and God. Array. There the sclerosias are formed. Okay, and you see the Astorias, how they are penetrating into the host. The Astorias. Astorias again types are there. 5 types are there. That is not that much important. The finger-like, bird-like, branch, the multi-branch like that are there. That is not that much important in the computation. Okay, however, Astorias are there or not? That is the most important. Astoria, which penetrate, you see, the Astorias which are penetrated into the host, it absorbs the nutrients and moisture. Okay, you see the Astorias, how they are, that are very close to absorb the nutrients from the host. Why? These are not the artifacts. It depends on the host of the nutrition. That's why it needed Astoria. Okay. And you know based upon the nutrition, the saprophytes, because of the saprophytes only, we could able to stand upon our earth. Otherwise, if there is no saprophyte, we could not able to see our earth. Why? Do you have any idea? Whatever the dead organic matter which died, either plant or animal which died, will be decomposed because of the saprophytes. If there is no saprophytes, so all the dead organic matter will be fair on the earth only. If it is like that, the millions of the plants and animals are died. If it will be remain without the decomposition, without the adding into the soil, we could not able to stand upon the soil. We have to stand just kilometers above upon the soil. So that is the most important. Natural scavengers. The natural scavengers. Saprophytes are the natural scavengers. It's clean. Naturally, it's clean. Whatever the dead organic matter. You know even 1 minute we can't bear where there is a dead organic matter. But all the dead organic matter within the 1 week or 1 month, this is totally what happened? Totally it will be absorbed and by the soil because of the degradation of the proteins into minerals. Proteins into minerals only that is possible by decomposers, that is saprophytes. Okay, which grown on dead organic matter. It obtain nutrition from the dead organic matter and it clean the environment. That is the most important. Okay, and then the one more important is from this also question raised. Which one is the obligate parasite? Which among is the obligate parasite? Or which among is the facultative parasite? Or which among is the obligate saprophyte? Like that, the question raised. That is the most important. If the host can lie only upon the parasite, what type it is? If without the host, the parasite will not live. It will be die. It will be grown up only on the host. Only on the host. That type of the parasitism is called as
Obligate pair.
obligate parasites. Obligate parasites. What is the example for that? You know the Puccinia, albugo, cystopas, Puccinia, albugo, that are the best examples of the obligate parasites, which grown upon only on the host. If there is no host, they can't survive. They will die. You know the Puccinia, what disease is caused by Puccinia? The most important, even in the theory, in the competitive exams, even in the general science, also it is most important question. The wheat rust.
Leaf rust.
Wheat rust disease, especially rust disease. Rust, red powdery patches. Rust means it's like a kumkuma, red. Rust diseases. Rust diseases caused by which fungi? Which order fungi? Uridinales. Uridinales. Okay, smut diseases. You know the smut. Smut of sorghum. Smut of maize. Black powder. Smuts. Smuts and rust. These all are the obligate parasites. These are only grown on host. Without the host, they can't survive. They can't survive. That are called as what are called as? Are you there?
It's a question. Let's repeat again.
Okay. The parasites which grown on only host. If there is no host, the parasite will die. Parasite which depend upon only on the host.
Yes.
If there is no, they can't survive. That type of the parasitism is called
Obligate parasite.
obligate parasite. If there is no parasite, if it is can also survive as a saprophyte. That is facultative saprophyte. That is called as facultative saprophyte. Actually, it is a parasite, but it also can survive as a saprophyte. If there is no host, it also can survive as a saprophyte. It can survive on dead organic matter also. If the living host is not present, it also can survive on the dead organic matter. That are called as
Facultative saprophyte.
facultative saprophytes. Okay, facultative saprophytes. And then you know the another one is the facultative parasites. Actually, it is a saprophytes. That means decomposers. But with the certain conditions, the very favorable conditions, if the specific hosts are there, it also can survive as a parasite on the host. Especially, you know, the Fusarium and Pythium. Fusarium is actually it is a saprophyte. You know, the Fusarium is used as a biopesticides. Trichoderma, Fusarium is used as a biopesticides. That question also will rise. Trichoderma, Fusarium. These are the biopesticides which kill the other microorganisms, other bacteria, fungi. Biopesticides. Instead of chemical pesticides, nowadays, because of the organic farming, the green revolution totally destroyed, because of the green revolution, our total soil will become sessile. All fertile soil now become the sessile, unfertile, because of the green revolution, high usage of the pesticides and fertilizer. Now we are going toward the organic revolution. Go back to nature, go back to Vedas, go back to nature. Again, we are going back. Natural resources we are using instead of chemicals, instead of pesticides, fertilizers. You know, that natural biopesticides, we also using the fungi as a biopesticides. What are those two? Trichoderma, Fusarium. Okay, that is the other topic we will discuss in the economic board. Importance of the fungi. Okay, that we will discuss later. Okay, and you know, other type of the nutrients is symbionts. You know what are the symbionts you have studied? Symbionts means symbionts. Divya, is that?
Yes, sir. Living organism.
Living together, helping each other. Living
Yes,
together, helping each other, mutually benefited. The two organisms are mutually benefited. That type of the mutualism is called as
Symbiont.
symbiont. Okay, that the mutually both the organisms will benefit. What are those best examples for that? Lichens,
Yes. Yes, sir.
lichens, and also
Tapeworms
mycorrhiza. Lichens, and mycorrhiza. You can see the lichens here now. Lichens. Okay. Stone flowers. We also call as stone flowers. You know who is the father of lichenology? Eric Ecorius. Eric Ecorius is the father of lichenology. That we will discuss later in another class. Okay. And then the mycorrhiza. Myco means fungi, mites, molds, mushrooms. Rhiza means roots. Roots which are associated with the fungi, or fungi which are associated with the roots. Fungi which are associated with the roots is called as mycorrhiza. Myco means fungi, rhiza means roots. Fungi and roots are associated, mutually benefited. With this mycorrhiza, they will get absorbed the nitrogen and phosphorus. Nitrogen and phosphorus will be absorbed by the plant with the association of mycorrhizal fungi. Again, mycorrhiza types are there that we will discuss later. Mycorrhiza, 7 types are there: ectomycorrhiza, endomycorrhiza, upper mycorrhiza, warm mycorrhiza, articulated mycorrhiza. Various types of the mycorrhizas are there. But basically, mycorrhiza, question right? The mycorrhiza is a symbiotic association. Okay. Mycorrhiza is a large networking structure. It is very largest networking than our telephonic, than our cell phone, than our 5G network. Mycorrhizal network is the largest network. That we will discuss later in the economic importance of the country. Okay, and then now You can see the mycorrhiza, and then some of the predaceous fungi also is there that we use as a insecticidal fungi. You know, some of the insects will be eaten by fungi, especially that is arthropods. Arthropods fungi is very, very useful nowadays. We are using as a insecticide. You know the hit that kill insect. Hit. You know the pyrethrin also, pyrethrum from the chrysanthemum, but also anti-insects, anti-nematodes, anti-insecticidal, anti-nematocidal, anti-insecticidal. Here the some fungi also that predate on the, especially on the insects, animals, especially on the bugs, mites, thrips, that are predaceous fungi, especially Bavaria, Bassiana, and Arthropods. These two are very, very useful. These we are using nowadays to control the insects, beetles. Okay, and nematicidal fungus also is there, but kill the nematicides. That means nematohelminthes, nematicides. Okay, and most of the fungi which kill the beetles, mites, thrips. That's why we call it as a beetle bugs. Beetle bugs. Okay, and you know the parasexuality, that also we have to discuss. No? Okay, in that we will discuss. You see the vegetative reproduction. From this also question raised. The fragmentation is a common in the algae fungi. Fragmentation is splitting of the thallus. Each splitted thallus will become the new thallus. Because fission is the most important. Fission or budding. Yeast will be reproduced by only by budding, especially majority is by budding only, by forming the buds. Budding. Suppose yeast is there, it forms the buds, swollen body upon this. The whatever the nucleus, cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, that enter into this, and here is from the new body. If it is detached, it will become the new yeast. Like that, it forms a chain like buds. Actually, it is a single cellular organism. You know the holocarpic and eucarpic fruiting bodies. Holocarpic fruiting body. Holocarpic fruiting body is presenting, especially in the single cell organisms, yeast and Alpidium. That means holocarpic means all fruiting body will become reproductive body, will become the spore generating organ. All holocarpic, that means all, full, total body will become the fruiting body. It's for release the spores, holocarpic. That is there in the single cell organism, yeast, Alpidium. But whereas remaining fungi are eucarpic. Remaining fungi are eucarpic. There is a special or some part of the thallus will become the reproductive organ. Some part will become the reproductive organ. That is eucarp. Okay, but having the real fruiting body like structure. Okay, you will be having the zygospore, that is zygomycotina. You will be having the ascospore, that is ascomycotina. You will be having the basidium fruiting body, that is basidiomycotina. Based upon that fruiting body, they classified into 6 groups. That is basidiomycotina, there is a ascus, like spore, ascomycotina. There is a zygospore, the round ball like zygomycotina. If it is a zoospores, flagellated spores, that is zygomycotina. That means mastomycotina. Okay,
Yes, sir.
they are not yet identified the sexual reproduction, that is deuteromycotina, imperfect fungi. dustbin fungi. We also call it dustbin fungi. Which group is called as the dustbin fungi? Which among is called as the dustbin fungi? The question raised like that. Deuteromycotina. Why? Whatever the fungi first identified, that will be kept in the Deuteromycotina. Then later, whenever they identify the perfect stage, that means sexual reproduction, sexual spores, the spores, conjugation, or whatever it is, fusion, identify a reproductive organ, or fruiting body, histothism, peritism, apothism, like fruiting bodies, they are identified. Then they will categorize into other Eumycota group. If the fruiting body has like ascus, shifted into ascomycota. If the fruiting body has like a bacillium, shifted into bacillomycota. You know one of the examples, the penicillium. Penicillium, actually first it is there in the Deuteromycotina. Deuteromycotina. But in perfect stages, they are shifted into which group? Ascomycotina, and they given the pseudomark perfect stage, which is the toleromyces. This is the most important. Penicillium perfect stage is perfect stage of the penicillium. Toleromyces. Toleromyces. As like Aspergillus also, Emericella. Aspergillus perfect stage is Emericella. Whenever the first Aspergillus also kept in the Deuteromycotina, but later after identification of that perfect stage, they shifted into Ascomycotina and they are given the name as the perfect stage name, that is Emericella. Emericella nudulans. Aspergillus nudulans will become Emericella nudulans. Penicillium, Chrysogenum penicillium. You know the penicillin, Alexander Fleming. Penicillin,
Sir.
the wonder drug.
Yes.
Penicillin. That penicillin, the Second World War time, so many injuries, so many soldiers get cured because of the penicillin. That penicillin is a wonder invention. This is a spontaneous invention. It is not like a time spending invention. It's because it is spontaneous, because of the laziness of the planning. He discovered the penicillin, he got the Nobel Prize. Even now, after even 400, 500 years, we are using that penicillium even whenever we get injured, accidents, as an antiseptic. Even nowadays, we are using TT injection, penicillin injection, not penicillin. Alexander Fleming, which was discovered first by Alexander Fleming, with the penicillium notatum, penicillium chrysogenum. That's also most important question. Penicillin, discovered by Alexander Fleming. Penicillin, right? Preparing from whatever it is, Aspergillus, Rhizopus, Penicillium, Eucharp. Penicillium. Penicillium, especially these questions top also will ask from the Penicillium notatum, Penicillium chrysogenum, Penicillium albumum, Penicillium rostratum. Like that, from which among them first discovered from the Penicillium notatum. That is the most important. Okay. And you know one more is the parasexuality. Parasexual heterothallism already discussed, no? Black sleep, Eucharp. And parasexuality also, that is discovered by Pentacarvo. The Aspergillus, he identified the parasexuality. That means it's equal to sexual reproduction, but there is no sexual organ. There is no male and female. There is no micro and macro. Sporangums. Only thallus is that. But whatever the changes, whatever the genetical modifications, whatever the recombination, gene modifications, that all happen without the sexual organs, without the as like a sexual reproduction. But whatever the genetical modification that is happening in the sexual reproduction, that all occur. That is called as parasexuality, equal to sexual reproduction, but it is not a perfect stage. That means it is not a perfect reproduction. That is not a sexual reproduction. But whatever the process is, it change. But whatever the modification is, same. That is parasexuality. That is first observed by Pentacarvo and Refer. Pentacarvo and Refer. That is in Aspergillus nidulans. In Aspergillus nidulans, first parasexuality observed by Pentacarvo and Roper. Most important question. Parasexuality first described by Pentacarvo and Roper. Parasexuality was observed in Aspergillus nidulans. Okay, parasexuality present in the fungi. Okay, like that the question phrase. And then where we are going on next slide. Okay. You see, the asexual reproduction based upon this, we discovered already told you the zoospores. The zoospores which are there only in the Mastigomycotina fungi. You see, the only in the Mastigomycotina fungi zoospores are there. No other fungi zoospores are present. You see the zoospores, flagellated spores, which are in the flagella. Again, flagella types are there. Pantonymatic, acronymatic, but are again types of them. Whiplash or tensile type of the flagella. From the flagella also last time question phrase. Whiplash flagella or tensile flagella. Whiplash. It's like a whiplash. That means corda. Very smooth. Tensile. It having the tendrils. Airy, feathery. Okay. Zoospores are present in Mastigomycotina. Their subclasses are Chytridiomyces and Hypochytridiomyces or Oomyces. These three comes under Mastigomycosis. Chytridio, Hypochytridio, and Oomyces. Okay, these three comes under Mastigomycotina. Okay, and the Aplanospores. Aplanospores. That means there is no flagella. Only spores without the flagella. Single spores that are aplanospores. Okay, and the conidiospores, which are in the conidium. You see the conidia. On the conidiospore, plenty of the conidia will form a electric chain. The conidiospore, conidias. Most of the asexual spores are conidia. In the fungi, most of the asexual spores are conidia. Okay. Especially even Aspergillus, Bacillomycotina, Dichromycotina, in all the fungi, asexual spores are majorly conidium. Conidia. Okay.